Fresener is SGIA Expo with my good friend Greg Kitson. And Greg, you can hear Greg a mile away normally when he's talking. Just say testing 1 2 3.
Testing 1 2 3.
His voice is a little raspier today. I thought I'd grab him before he lost his voice entirely. This is opening day of the show, and Greg has been very busy, I'm guessing, with the Garment Decorator Zone, and you're kind of helping with seminars. And what all are you doing here?
Oh, I am one of those silly people that can't say no when something needs done, and I need to fix that. But I was at the ISS show in Orlando last week, and I flew directly from there to here on Sunday. And we've spent the last 2 days making sure Golden Image and the Garment Zone was all put together. And yesterday, on Tuesday the 13th, we had the first inaugural Garment Decorators Conference where we did speed dating for garment decorators.
That wasn't in the brochure, was it? This is going to be speed dating?
We had 12 individual speakers that were limited to 45 minutes apiece. We really had no organized question and answer, but what we were doing was trying to distribute as much information as possible prior to the start of the show, so decorators could gather up their information and go then to the show floor and contrast and compare among vendors that may be offering similar or the same services. So what we were trying to do was give them as much of an overview as possible, and it was a success. I was a little concerned about the speed we were going to be loading people with information, but it was an outstanding success. I read through the evaluations last night. Very positive comments. The only negative comments we had were some of the people said they had trouble hearing, which is a technical thing that we can work on. But other than that, I'm hoping that the numbers will justify doing it again next year in New Orleans, because I think it was just an amazing event.
We had 93 people. So do the quick math. I mean, was going, well, was 199 for a non-member, right? 149 for a member?
Well, it was tiered, and if you registered earlier, you got a better deal. And basically, if you did not become a member, you paid for a membership by buying it at the non-member deal. So we've got to figure out a little bit about what that is. But the big thing here is it wasn't tremendously expensive. The biggest challenge we had was we were asking people to come in a day early and spend one more day away from their business. And a lot of the garment guys are small to mid-sized shops, and one day more from production. In some instances, the presses weren't running and there was no production being done and they weren't making money. So we've got to figure out how to manage that.
But I was blown away by the numbers, and I know that from my take a few weeks ago, it looked like you guys were pumping it. And I'm thinking maybe they're not getting the signups. And so I think you said 2 weeks ago you had 50 signups, maybe 3 weeks ago, and then you ended up with 93. I think that's a great number, by the way.
Well, it was amazing. And the thing that amazed me was we started with 38 at 8:30 in the morning. It's Las Vegas. Las Vegas time we have to take into consideration.
I left your room at like 8:15. You started at 8, and there was still just a bunch of people coming down. That's how it is.
We had a steady flow of people coming in. We peaked a little bit after lunch, and at the end of the day, when we did the final panel, we still had as many people in the seats as when we had right after lunch at our peak. So we didn't lose people. When you have an event like that that's all day long, you're sort of scared when people leave for lunch that they're not coming back. But the content that we delivered, everybody came back.
You had great content. I mean, I wasn't there, so you didn't have me. But no, you had good speakers, and you had a fill-in speaker because our good buddy Joe Clark had some health issues, and so he had a fill-in speaker for his was printing at the speed of white was what it was?
Quality whites, printing at the speed of light. And he was talking about the process that's necessary. It's not just the gallon of ink that you buy, it's everything in your system to make it work.
So how did Anthony do?
Anthony, for his first presentation in front of a crowd, did very well. He was one of them that we had some comments about can't hear him because he was a little more timid. He hasn't learned how to project. Yeah. And he chose not to use a microphone. And he was talking to his screen, his projection screen, and with his back to the audience a bit.
Yeah, that's stuff
so
you
that's
figure
technique.
out.
That's technique.
He seemed a little nervous in the beginning, but we gave him a lot of attaboys and high fives.
Oh, and he got into it, and he did an amazing job.
Good. And you spoke on anything, or you just moderated?
I was just the moderator. I kept things moving. I tried to make sure the next speaker was ready, and we never got more than 5 minutes behind the whole day. I was very proud of that accomplishment.
That's excellent. Now, you haven't walked the show much, or have you? I mean, you've been here, but it's been setup day.
Setup. I haven't been here since the carpet got laid, so I've got appointments all morning. And as a matter of fact, I got a beg out here. I've got somebody that I've got to go to see right now. I hope to this afternoon be able to walk the floor and see what's new.
Yeah, well, I think there's a couple of new things. By the MHM booth, I think it's at Hirsch's booth. I hear rumors of a DTG that will do 1,000 prints an hour.
Oh my!
See his eyes light up.
I heard a number a little smaller than that, but I guess.
Well, now online they're saying 1,000, but we know that that's always a stretch. You know?
Yeah, it's sort of like the Ferrari you buy that'll do 300 mile an hour. Where can you drive it that fast?
Now, are you're president of the Garment Committee?
I'm chairman.
Chairman, okay.
Of the Garment Committee of SGIA, and they were responsible for organizing the textile educational programs.
So you've been overseeing all that because you did a great job, by the way. I told you earlier. I mean, you did a great job for the first event here, and I think the overall thing, you've done a nice job.
What we're trying to do is raise the profile of garment decoration and apparel decoration, and a lot of people still think SGIA gives screen printers and t-shirt guys the short end of the stick, but we're trying to emphasize those resources that are there that people haven't been utilizing. So you don't know what you don't know, and that's what we're working on, is to make sure that people
you're doing a good job.
are aware.
You're doing a good job. I had somebody a few weeks ago say, I went to Atlanta last year and it wasn't anything for me, and I always feel if you don't find something at SGIA, then you're doing it wrong. Even though you have a lot of wide format, there's enough t-shirt stuff going on to see, especially in the zone. Look at Lon's back there, and he's printing this kick-ass Elvis. Do you see his print he's printing?
Oh, the Elvis that he's printing, and Elvis is not quite all there, and you're going to have to go to the zone to find out what I mean when Elvis isn't quite all there.
He's left the room?
No, he hasn't left the room, just part of him has.
Oh, okay. Hey, Scott and Greg from SGIA Las Vegas. We're going partying tonight, right? We're having dinner tomorrow night.
We're having dinner tomorrow night, and we got receptions tonight and other things. So, again, if you can't find something to do at SGIA, you're not looking.
I agree. And by the way, congratulations on being inducted into the Academy of Digital and Screen Technology. Tonight, this is your first meeting Thursday.
Oh,
it's just a bunch of guys that get together and a few girls and have a little wine and smoke cigars and tell stories. And no, not really.
Yeah, there's a lot of gray hair in the room, but there's also about 1 million years worth of knowledge and influence. And I'm going to feel just totally outclassed sitting next to these people.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
That I looked up to as mentors.
It'll be good. All right. See you guys later. Facebook Live. Scott and